What's up, everybody? It's your favorite podcast, Get a Bucket. I'm your host, Train, as usual. I hope you're all having a wonderful, wonderful day. Before we get started, just a couple quick updates. So, we have an Islamic holiday coming up here. Happy Eid al-Fitr. And that's the breaking of Ramadan. You know, that's the month-long fast. And that's where you're really dealing with the time of prayer, reflection, and community. So, I just wanted to give a quick shout out to them. Now, to the Muslim community. Now, it is the final week of the NBA season. Whew. Exciting, right? Oh my gosh. Also, it's the beginning week of the WNBA season too, ladies and gentlemen. Like, we have so much to talk about. Like, we can talk about a lot, right? We can talk about a lot. But we're going to get started with the games of the week. And I have two of them for y'all, since we have the NBA and the WNBA. Now, usually I let the women go first, but since it's the last season for the NBA, I'm going to start off with the NBA games of the week. You know what time it is, but let's go ahead and get started right on into the show. All right, so my games of the week, ladies and gentlemen, you already know what time it is, except it's going to be two times. So, NBA, as I stated, final season. I wanted to talk about the Grizzlies versus the Pelicans. I really did. All right. But Zion's out indefinitely, so I'm not going to talk about that game. Who is up for game of the week? Denver versus Portland. Like, it's going to be crazy. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, I've always stated this is a mini rivalry game. Okay, in 2019, they went to the playoffs and it went to a game 7. Tough team. They usually play each other pretty well. I want to see this matchup because we're dealing with two teams with two potential MVP candidates, Damian Lillard and Jokic. Who's gonna win? Who's gonna win? I want to see if Jokic can dominate. If Jokic dominates, the Nuggets have a really good chance at winning. If he's the most dominant player on the floor. If CJ McCollum dominates, notice I said CJ McCollum, not Damian Lillard. We already know Dame's gonna do what Dame does, Dame time. But if CJ McCollum dominates, that paired with Damian Lillard is going to overshadow Nikola Jokic. Now, Nikola Jokic does have Michael Porter Jr. and Aaron Gordon, but they're too inconsistent. I need Michael Porter Jr. to be a more consistent scorer and Aaron Gordon to be a more consistent overall glue guy. If he can, and yes, he needs to score as well too. But more importantly, that overall glue guy, get you assists, the rebounds, the dirty plays, get you a couple buckets, some steals. We need that from him. So if that happens, the Nuggets are in good contention. But Jusuf Nurkic, on the Portland Trailblazers, he actually plays pretty decently against Jokic. So if that's a decent comparison, meaning if Jokic doesn't dominate, like I stated earlier, easily going to the Portland Trailblazers, which is my prediction. I think the Portland Trailblazers will win. So I don't know what you guys think. Let me know your thoughts. But Portland is actually going to beat the Nuggets in this matchup. And, we're going to talk about the WNBA as well. So, as y'all see on the screen, I have a couple of games for y'all listed, But for this one, it's a no-brainer. The game of the week is easily the Ace versus the Storm, okay? Easily, like, without question. Why is this? Bro, this was last year's finals matchup. Like, last year's finals matchup, this early in the season, I love it. And there's a couple of reasons why, too. For example, the Storm and the Aces both made adjustments to their roster, okay? Now, the Storm, they lost Alicia Clark to the Mystics, and Natasha Howard to the Liberty. But you bring in Candace Dupree from Indiana, who's a 7-time All-Star. Yes, she's 36 years old, so she's a little bit older. But that veteran leadership she can bring, quality. You might have lost a little bit on the defensive end. But again, Candace Dupree is no slouch, and she's not going to have to do as much as she usually does. So she might be able to put more emphasis on the defensive end. And she's about 6'1", 6'2", so she's big enough to make some noise on the defensive end. Meanwhile, the Aces bring back Liz Cambridge, who sat out last year, by the way. And not to mention, they bring in Chelsea Gray and Raquana Williams. Now, I'm going to count Kelsey Plum too. You know, she's a former number 1 pick, 2017. But that's what you're bringing in, okay? Now, they did lose Kayla McBride and Danielle Robinson. They lost Kayla to the Lynx and Danielle to the Fever. But you bring in so much more. So I think you see where I'm going with this. The Aces should win this matchup. Not to mention, it's a revenge game for them, and they lost last year. Oh, you know their blood is boiling. You know their blood is boiling. And the Storm are going to be a little bit vulnerable too, because they're trying to get a few things adjusted for their line or for their team. They lost some critical players. So Aces should win this one. But maybe you think differently. Let me know in the comment section below. But hey, we're going to continue on with the show. You know what time it is next? Motivational post. All right, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, my motivational post, who am I going to talk about? As y'all see, I got my Duke shirt on, so you know. I kind of talked about him earlier, too. Zion, yep, you know who he is. YouTube sensation, dunking star, NBA star, dunking phenom. We all know about Zion, right? But this key quote is from him. As you see on screen, he says as follows: "I'm more than what you see on YouTube." Now, again, I listed off Zion's credentials earlier, right? Like, we know him from the NBA. We've seen him on YouTube dunking. But again, as he states, he's more than what you see on YouTube. Now, you can take this in a bevy of ways. You can say, well, oh, he's just a dunker. Well, no, Zion's also, he can rebound, defend, like play make. There's quite a bit that the man can do. But let's just take it outside of the realm of basketball, shall we? Like, they're more than just athletes. Like, for example, did you know that Zion actually does poetry? How about, did you know that Victor Oladipo sings? Like, legitimately sings. Or that Damian Lillard is a legitimate rapper? How about that Pau Gasol attended medical school before attending the NBA? Did you know that Kelly Oubre has his own fashion line? How about knowing that Kyrie is actually in the media entertainment business? Like, he has his own movie. Kevin Durant is in stocks and technology. Bron is a billionaire and a good father. Jason Tatum, Julius Randle, these are young, up-and-coming stars, but they're also good fathers as well from what we've seen. Bam Adebayo is a son who wanted to buy his family a house. Like, come on, dude. His mom a house. We've even seen Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson develop into businessmen. These players are more than just athletes, ladies and gentlemen. That also applies to you and myself. Like, we're more than what we see on each other's social media account or even what the other person portrays. Like there's so much more to you than what you believe. So, or what you can even see. So, like, just realize that also applies to Zion, but it also applies to yourself. So I just wanted to make sure that everyone knows that. Like, there's more to you than meets the eye. So when he says, hey, I'm more than what you see on YouTube, we're all more than what everyone else sees. So bring it out into the world. Bring it out into the world. Trivia post, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry I didn't say it earlier. My bad. I should have said it. My bad. My fault. But look, we here now. Who you starting, benching, and cutting between these three players? It's going to be a little doozy. Magic Johnson, Big O, as in Oscar Robertson, and Russell Westbrook. That's right. We're going with the triple-double legends. The triple-double legends, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm just going to say this from jump. Easily, from record, start Magic, bench Oscar Robertson, cut Russell Westbrook, okay? Magic's a 5-time champion, one of the best leaders in the game. We've seen that before, okay? Like we already know this. Easily one of the most favorite players of all time. one of the best smiles, energetic, Showtime Lakers. We know who Magic Johnson is, okay? Then we also know the Big O, Oscar Robertson, the first man to ever average a triple-double in an NBA season. He's who inspired Russell Westbrook, okay? This man also won the championship with the Bucks, the only championship with the Bucks, and paired up with Kareem, one of the best duos in NBA history. That's what we're talking about. So we know about the Big O, Oscar Robertson, pay him mad respects. And then we also have Russell Westbrook, Mr. Triple-Double currently, MVP, the Brody. He's actually been quite successful in his NBA career. Only thing that has been eluding him so far is a championship. But he's been close. So, I mean, while, yes, he doesn't have one, still one of the better players in the NBA history. Okay? History. And he can still win a championship. 6'4" athletic guard. One of the most athletic, if not the most athletic guard to ever come through the league. Only person who's questionable, D Rose. And that's who we're talking about right now. That's the only other person questionable. So that's who Russell Westbrook is. But I'm saying start Magic, bench Oscar Robertson, and cut Russell Westbrook. I know, I kind of stated it earlier, right? Like, it's kind of boring. It's a weird trade. Like, why would you do this? Well, because that's not even the question I was going to ask y'all. Removing the championships, who are you going to start, bench, and cut? Now, I paid my respects to all the players, so you know there's nothing blasphemous going on in this conversation. But removing the championships, that's 5 for Magic, that's 1 for Oscar Robertson. Who are you going to start, bench, and cut? Did you agree with what I stated earlier, which I hope you did? And then 2, would that sway your opinion? Like, did your order change at all? Because for me, it does. Now, as you see on the screen here, I took a look at a couple of stats, right? We got All-Star count, All-Star MVP count, All-NBA, Rookie of the Year, All-Rookie, Assist Champion, Steal Champion, Scoring Champion, Years Active, Points Responsible for. I looked at all this stuff. I even looked at the triple-doubles and looked at the pace of play just to see which one would be more impressive, right? Just to try to get an assessment of who's the better player. And for me, it was the Big O. The Big O is the better player if you remove the champions or the championships, because he led in the majority of the categories. Now, runner-up was Magic Johnson, and then, you know, as common sense, Russell Westbrook was 3rd place. But Big O, maybe he was better than Magic if you remove those championships. It's a toss-up now. Like, I don't know. But for me, I'm going to start the Big O, bench Magic Johnson, and cut Russell Westbrook. Again, just based on those stats. And I'm removing the championships, not including the leadership and tangible stuff like that. Just focus purely on the stats. That's my list. But hey, let me know what you all think in the comment section below. Was it blasphemous? Am I on to something? Do you put Russ in the category as number 1? I'm curious. But hey, let me know. And in the meantime, we're going to go on to the Wacky post. All right. See y'all. Wacky post, ladies and gentlemen. See, told you I was going to clean it up last time. Let's get it. Hey, watch me mess up later on in the show. Anyways, so usually I give y'all about one post, like one little, segment, one little story, whatever it is. I got 4 of them things today, okay? I got 4 of them things. The WNBA's, like I said, popping off. The NBA season's wrapping up, regular season at least. So, got a couple things from a couple of places, but I wanted to start it off. Like I said, I'm a gentleman. Ladies first, WNBA. So, Michaela Anuare, her grandma stole the WNBA draft. Let's take a look at the clip, shall we? And of course, I gotta watch it with y'all, so we gotta make it fun.
Thank you so much. Let's see. I gotta see those sparkles.
That is a nice jacket, though.
Oh, it's perfect.
It is chill. It is chill.
There we go.
Mom's tough,
there
too.
We go. And Grandma. Grandma's got
Hey, I'm Grandma.
Oh, well, thank you so much. So much love to you and your family. Go, Grandma.
I gotta put some steak on it sometimes. All right, so maybe on this next story, you'll laugh, just not in the same way. Like, it's actually quite trash. The OKC Thunder. The OKC Thunder. What are we doing here, people? Like, what are we doing here, people? Theo. I'm just gonna call you Theo. You don't even deserve your whole name being called after this. This is trash. This is trash. Actually, you know what? You usually call people by their whole name when they mess up. Theo Maledon. Trash performance. Let's take a look at the clip, shall we?
That is not easy. There's a steal and a takeaway and a miss.
Wow. Oh, my goodness. Did that really just happen?
Yes, it did.
Jaden McDaniels on the
Lucky
other
days,
end.
go. That's easily like
I
50,000
can't believe that
suicide.
just
Like,
happened.
redemption.
And the slumpiness continues.
Something out now. You better hold.
Noel to Towns.
And he's
Cat needs the chaos.
So right there, I'm telling you right now, in practice, the entire team's going to hate him. I'm making him run a little bit, them run a lot, and that's all going to be all on him. Like, that's how you... Theo, that's trash, bro. That's so trash, man. That's so trash. Now, on to other news, though. Jake Paul, Floyd Mayweather. They had a little bit of beef. Just a little bit. Matter of fact, let's take a look at the clip.
Absolutely. Let's do it. Let's make it happen. Let's make it happen. Yes, sir.
Make it happen, Captain.
Get Al here. Absolutely. Let me call Al here. Let's make it happen. I'm on home one night. Got your hat. Got your hat. Got your hat.
All right, so I can relate to that, bro. Like, anytime you try to hit somebody's hat or take someone's hat off, it's easily an altercation. Like, that happened to me in college. Someone hit my hat off, I hit it. Nah, I just laughed real fast. But, like, it's cool, though. It is what it is. Stuff happens. Never try to take someone's hat off. Never. That's completely disrespectful. Completely disrespectful. And then I was gonna put this third, but I had to say this one for last, bro. This thing is hilarious, man. Look at Cole Anthony. Cole Anthony's interview is hilarious, bro. Just watch it. Just watch it.
Let's check in with Dante Marcatelli.
All right, thank you very much. Cole Anthony, you did it again. What is it about you at the end of a basketball game, my friend?
I do this, man. I do this. I was bred for this. I ain't the type to go, yo,
That's great. Well, if you're going to do that, if you're going to hit the game winner, that's what you got coming your way. We got wet headsets. We got happy teammates. Hey, if you're gonna do that, if you're gonna make game winners, they're gonna do that to you. That's what happens.
I'm scared to walk into the locker room because I feel like they're gonna do something dangerous. But yeah, I do this. I live for these end of the moments in games. It's crunch time. What I said two games ago. That's my time. I want to get that showing for my team, so just had to go get it done. And just big shout out to everybody in the Magic, man. We fought today. We down 15 coming into halftime, man. Dudes did not give up. I love this team, man. Love this city. Let's go.
Amen. At the end of the Minnesota game, you said, let the ball come to me because I know I'm going to make it. Was that the same feeling tonight, Cole?
Yeah. Come on. Yeah.
Well, take us into the huddle.
Yeah.
What was the play, and was that exactly what was drawn up?
Well, man, yeah, we had a few plays up, and we had play drawn up before that if the ball had come to us when they was reviewing that joint. And I was honestly in my head like, I really just wanted ISO. Not even gonna lie to you, I wanted ISO. I just knew if I got someone on the island, it wasn't gonna be safe. That's for real what I knew was happening. But that was the play we drew up. Came off that. I had Kyle Anderson on me. I was like, yeah, it's game time.
I told y'all. Hey, and if you didn't laugh, I don't care. That thing was funny to me. Yeah. I love the energy. I love the passion, bro. Cole Anthony, don't change. Keep being you. But hey, look. It's all the time we have for the Wacky post. Onto the throwback post. But, see y'all soon. All right, so my throwback post, ladies and gentlemen, who am I going to talk about? Well, the Seattle Storm. I would be very trash if I didn't bring up the defending champions of the WNBA, and it's commencing, right? Like that'd be terrible. So what am I going to talk about them? Like what? Well, they're trying to do something that hasn't been done since 2001, 2002 by my Los Angeles Sparks. Okay, they're trying to repeat. So it's been a minute. It's been a minute since someone's done that. Can it occur this season? Who knows? But let's figure out what the Sparks actually did to repeat. So one big thing they did was they returned a lot of their players. As you see on the screen, you can look at both the rosters. Rather similar, right? Like, don't you agree? So, did the Storm do that? For the most part, they kept their like quality 4 out of 6 players. They did, like I said, they lost 2 earlier, but they did bring back 1. Like they brought back someone else to replace them. So that is at least somewhat decent. Okay, like yes, Alicia and Jewel are tough players to replace, but bringing in a Candace Dupree, like I said earlier, that's not bad. So they did meet that criteria. Now, let's look at next and see what the Sparks did. Because there's more to it than just that. They also had to have a dominant player, okay? Lisa Leslie was that dominant player for them, for us. Again, Sparks fan. Now, do the Storm have a dominant player like that? Well, how dominant was Lisa Leslie? She was the MVP in 2001, and then the All-Star MVP in 2002. And in all honesty, her production went up in the second season. So on this Storms team, I'm going to need to see Breanna Stewart elevate her game. Yes, she came back off ACL injury last season. Now she has a year under her belt. We've seen what Kevin Durant did. Breanna Stewart actually does a better job of recovery from what it seems like. She was able to last throughout the season a little bit longer, brought back the chip. We'll see what KD does this season. But Breanna Stewart, now you're a year out. You got to dominate. Physically, I think you're back. You got to prove to the world that you're the best player in the WNBA. That's what you have to do. Lisa Leslie did it. So if you want to repeat, the Storm want to repeat, she has to be the reason why. She has to. Jordan's cool. Elisa's solid. Sue Bird's a legend. But their best player is Breanna Stewart. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. So if they want to repeat, yes, they brought back enough players. The Storm have put it together so that way that they could actually win. It's possible. It's very probable. Breanna Stewart just got to get the job done. And like I said, it has to be her. It has to be the reason why. She has to be the reason why. She has to be dominant. She has to be more dominant than last year. And make sure the WNBA knows she's the best player. But hey, do y'all agree that it's actually highly probable that the Storm can repeat? Let me know your thoughts below. Who do you think is actually going to overtake them? I want to know below. Just let me know. But hey, we're about to go back to the Fun Fact Friday. So, told you I wasn't going to mess up. I got it. Let's go ahead and go on over there. All right, so my fun fact post. You know what time it is. Who am I going to talk about? What am I going to talk about? What fun facts am I going to give? Well, this is a shout out to the international players because they have been doing their thing for a little minute now. So, tip of the cap to them. So currently in the NBA, just want to give a couple shout outs, right? So did you know that the Joker, okay, Nikola Jokic, he is the first Denver Nuggets player since DK Mutombo in the mid-1990s to be in the All-Star game 3 years in a row. You would have thought that's Carmelo Anthony, but no, it's actually Nikola Jokic. Fun fact, right? Like, he's making a name for himself on the Nuggets and the NBA. How about Nikola Vucevic? He's on pace to be the first player in NBA history to average 20 points, 10 rebounds, and shooting 40% from the three. Impressive. Impressive. There are plenty of players out here that have been able to shoot the ball from the three, average 20 points and 11 rebounds. No one's been able to put together until him. Quality. How about Joel Embiid? He could become the first player since Karl Malone in the 90s to average 30 points and 11 rebounds. That's tough, bro. Like, that's amazing. How about Ben Simmons, his teammate? He is the third fastest player to reach 30 triple-doubles in NBA history. The Big O did it in 75 games, which is impressive. And then Magic did it in $190, 190 games. So that's astonishing, bro. Ben Simmons is tough. Like, these international players, and I'm not even gonna bring up Luka. All right, you know what I'm saying? He just crossed the 5,000 point youngest player to do it. We're not gonna talk about that, okay? Like that. These players are doing their thing out here, bro. So I just wanted to make sure that I gave they respect. You know, tip of the cap. You know, I'm gonna keep mine on. Tip of the cap to them because they out there hooping it. They're gonna be around for like a mean minute. So definitely look forward to seeing them. I want to see them going forward. Expect great things, and I expect to have some more international fun facts later on. So, but hey, hope y'all had a good one.
Oh, I did not know you guys were still here. As you can see, we're at the back end of the show. No pun intended, but look, hope you all enjoyed it. And before you go, please subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow the IG account, share the content to anybody who's anybody. And most importantly, leave your thoughts and comments below. But I gotta go back and play Buddy in 2K, so let me unmute him real quick. Excuse me.
Hey, boss, I'm back. Nah, you better catch this word. You know we get buckets around here, kid.